Back to the channel. My name is Lisa Elvin Stoltari, and I'm a genealogist and a passionate traveler. Over the last several years, I've been focusing my attention on the YouTube Les Filles du Roi episodes and Les Filles Mariées later on that came to be. And I think that this year I might even start a new series, so I'll fill you in on that in a little while. But for now, we're going to focus on Les Filles du Roi. I think we're on episode 307. So we will get to know her in a little bit. Let me show you ways you can support the channel. The first three are very, very easy. Subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, click on that subscribe button. That really helps all that YouTube logarithms or algorithms, I guess they're called. And then we have the like button, which is the all-important one. In terms of liking a video, when the likes hit a certain platform, it helps generate kind of an exposure. So that's important as well. And the button, the notification, is really for you to find out, whenever I post new videos. And the other ways are more on a financial level to support my contribution and my efforts, if you will. One of them is joining the membership level. It goes from 99 cents a month all the way to $24.99 a month. Each level is a little bit more, I would say, depending on your level of what you want and need. A lot of people, for example, are doing heavy duty research, so they are joining at the $24 level. And those of you who just need a little bit extra may join at the $4.99 or $9.99, the historian or the librarian level. And each of those levels will give you, for example, at the librarian level, you're going to get 2 hours per quarter of genealogical research. Just absolutely, you can just email me and say, I need this help and that sort of thing. And then if you, join at the higher level, you get a Zoom call with me as well. So each level gets you a different level depending on where you are at in your genealogy, and of course it supports my work as well. There's other ways to do that as well. We have also on the YouTube, there is a little button that says super thanks, and that leads you to a place where you can, it's like giving a tip, which I always love. I'm always like, oh, that particular episode got lots of tips. And then we have as well on my website, Have Roots Will Travel, I have my PayPal button that I've had forever. And so you can contribute as well by there, either on a monthly basis or on a one-time only, and to support the channel. So I appreciate each and every one of you who has done so and are thinking about it. I appreciate you even thinking about it. So thank you ever so much. And with that being said, let's get started and get to know our Filles du Roi of this episode. Today's episode 307 of Les Filles du Roi, Francoise Goubilleau. And she comes to us from a viewer request. I did not have her in my file, so she's someone new to get to know. So Francoise was born in 1631 in Chaumont-en-Bassigny in France. Her parents we do not have any information on. Chaumont is found in the Grand Est region that you can see on the left-hand top of your screen where I've circled it. And inside of that region, we have the Département of Haute-Marne. And you can even see Chaumont is actually listed there. And its history dates back to the 10th century when it was established around a medieval castle. It became a fortress of the Counts of Bassigny before evolving into the residence of the Counts of Champagne. For nearly 400 years, it played such an important political and military role before even being annexed by the French crown. So it really wasn't even French until 1329. In the 19th century, Chaumont became a focal point of European diplomacy. In 1814, during the Napoleonic Wars, it hosted the signing of the Treaty of Chaumont, where Britain, Austria, Prussia, and Russia cemented their alliance against Napoleon, paving the way for his downfall. And so from its medieval roots to its role in shaping European history, Chaumont has stood as a witness to centuries of change, truly, truly. And the church that you see before you is the church that has been redone and redone and redone, but essentially is the area that she would have been baptized in. So Francoise's life in France, she was a bride twice. She became a mother and finally a widow. So Françoise would come aboard the La Nouvelle France with her son Pierre Magot, and he was the son of her second husband, Augustin. So she comes as a fille du roi with a son. Let's have a look at her journey. So the groom that she selects and who selects her, his name is Paul Dazy de Quinault. He's born in 1646 in Raton, France. His parents are Paul Dazy and Anne Quinault. And obviously that's where he took his D name, his also known as name. In Raton is part of the Nouvelle Aquitaine region. It's part of the inside of that region. We can find it in the Vienne department. It's a small commune and it's located in that western part of France. It's a rural village with a rich history that includes medieval architecture and really links to France's feudal past. The Château de Raton is a well-preserved medieval fortress built in the 14th century, originally part of the defensive line during the 100 Years' War. So today it's a private residence. Can you imagine living there? But it retains much of its historic charm. It is very close to the town of Loudon, and often Paul is quoted as being from Loudon. And Loudon is known for its 17th century witch trials and its connections to the famous Cardinal Richelieu. The area has medieval roots that really take it back to the Middle Ages, making it really a really strong place to do French genealogy or history. The church that he would have been baptized in, the Église Saint-Martin, is a historic church, and it dates back to 1541. So as of 15th of April, 1671, we have Françoise and Paul being married. Would settle at Rivière-des-Prairies. The old village of Rivière-des-Prairies is located on the northeastern part of the tip of the island of Montreal. There is said to have been set up temporary camps there, and from the beginning of New France, the site was frequented by French explorers and missionaries passing through. The river is said to be named after the first European who apparently navigated its waters in 1610. The Sœur des Prairies, a navigator from Saint-Malo and a companion of Champlain. In 1663, the Sulpicians became seigneurs of the island of Montreal. They first granted 2 fiefdoms located east of the present-day village of Rivière-des-Prairies, and then granted land to the settlers in 1671. So they were truly, Paul and Françoise were truly part of that original settlement. In 1687, the parish of Saint-Joseph de Rivière-des-Prairies was founded, and in the 1730s, a village nucleus emerged nearby. In 1954, the city of Rivière-des-Prairies was incorporated, and now it's annexed to Montreal. So I've got some information if you want to see part of the maps that I have put out as well. Check that out, and let's have a look at the family that they created. Now remember that Françoise was already 40 years old when she came, but she managed to have a child with Paul Dazy as well. So let's have a look at her 2 sons. We have Pierre Magot, and he would go on to marry Catherine Pertius and would have 7 children, all of whom would make it to adulthood. Catherine's mother was a fille du roi, who we have profiled in episode, I believe, 143, and I will put the link in the notes for you to have a look at that. Paul would go on to marry Barbe Katzi, with whom he would have 3 children, all of whom would survive. He would then marry Jeanne Chartrand and would have 5 children, all of whom would make it to adulthood. He would pass away in 1715 at the age of 68. He and Françoise would have been married 44 years. Françoise herself would die in 1721 at the incredible age of 90, although it is stated that she was 102. But you can imagine back then, if you were 90 years old, you probably looked 100. And she would leave a legacy between those 2 sons of 65 descendants as of 1729. God bless her. I loved telling this story. from the very first moment when I began to realize here she was, twice married, widowed, and now moving to New France with a child, becoming a bride, a fille du roi, and also having another child. Just it blew my mind. And also the fact that she was able to marry a much younger fellow. So I mean, all of that, and so brave, and she endured and passed away very late in life. So I'm just amazed by this woman, her strength. Please let me know if you are related to this lady, because she was quite something. Absolutely a woman of substance, as we call it. So thank you, Francoise, for coming to our shores, for never giving up, for really understanding that everyone has something to give, and you gave us the best that you could give us. So thank you so much, Francoise, for your bravery, for your courage. We bless your memory. And I also want to say thank you to my patrons and supporters and subscribers. All of you are part of the journey that I have been on for the last 4 years. Appreciate your level of support and your kindness toward me. I can't thank you enough. You truly are the wind beneath my wings. And with that being said, I will say au revoir until the next episode.